Imagine waking up to find your child's hair hacked off in the night by a neighbor who thinks she's God. Now picture that same intruder unraveling in court. Her empire of petty rules crumbling like a house of cards. In the sun-dappled streets of Evergreen Meadows. A gated slice of suburbia in sunny California. Life looked picture-perfect from the outside. Trimmed hedges lined every driveway. Mailboxes gleamed in uniform silver. And the air hummed with the quiet whir of automated sprinklers. But beneath that glossy facade lurked a suffocating web of rules. Enforced by the iron fist of the Homeowners Association. I was Alex Harlan. A digital forensics expert who traded high-stakes corporate gigs for a quieter life after my wife's sudden passing in a car accident 2 years back. My daughter, Mia, was 8. With a wild spirit that clashed against the neighborhood's beige conformity. We'd dyed a single streak of her hair emerald green last summer. It matched the pendant her mom had worn. A tiny reminder of laughter in a world gone gray. Little did I know. That splash of color would paint a target on our backs. The trouble started innocently enough. Or so it seemed. One crisp Saturday morning. I was helping Mia buckle her scooter helmet when a shadow fell over the driveway. There stood Vivian Hargrove, HOA President Extraordinaire. In her signature floral blouse and sensible pumps. Clutching a clipboard like it was the Constitution itself. Her smile was all teeth. No warmth. Mr. Harlan, she cooed. Voice dripping with faux concern. We've had reports about unnatural alterations to resident appearances. Children, especially, must uphold community standards. I blinked, glancing at Mia's green streak peeking from under the helmet. It's just hair dye. Vivian. Harmless fun. She tapped her pen. Eyes narrowing. Fun? This is about order. Alex. You signed the covenants. Non-compliance fines start at $300. Mia froze. Her small hand tightening on mine. The neighbor's curtains twitched. But no one intervened. Vivian shoved the notice into my hand and sauntered off. Heels clicking triumphantly. I crumpled the paper. But inside, gears started turning. I'd seen bullies like her in boardrooms, polished exteriors hiding fragile egos. For now, I played nice. Paying the fine while documenting every detail, timestamps, wording, even the metadata on the email attachment. Whispers spread like weeds in Evergreen. At the community pool, folks averted their eyes when Mia splashed in with her green streak intact. Poor kid, one mom muttered to another. Loud enough for us to hear. Her dad's turning her into a rebel. I overheard Vivian at the mailbox cluster. Her voice carrying on the breeze, it's not just the hair, it's the attitude. We can't let one family drag down property values. Mia came home from a playdate in tears. They said I'm weird. Dad. Because of the rules, lady. My blood simmered. But I hugged her tight. They're wrong. Kiddo. We're remembering Mom our way. That night, another notice arrived via certified mail, $500 for ongoing visual disruption. Vivian's signature looped at the bottom. All flourish in finality. I scanned it into my system. Noting the send time, 11:47 p.m. Well outside the HOA's own courtesy hours. Sloppy. I started a folder, Hargrove violations. My job had taught me patience, data doesn't lie. But people do. I ignored the fine. And the letters piled up like autumn leaves, one for Mia's laughter echoing too loudly during backyard tag. Another for our recycling bin lid being ajar by 2 inches. Each one amped up the absurdity. Vivian's notes growing more personal. Such defiance reflects poorly on parental fitness, one read. I photographed them all, cross-referencing with the HOA bylaws she'd authored herself. The isolation hit harder than the fines. Neighbors who'd shared barbecues now crossed the street. At the monthly HOA meeting in the clubhouse, a sterile box of fluorescent lights and motivational posters, I sat in the back. Laptop humming softly. Vivian presided from her throne-like chair, gavel in hand. Item 7, continued noncompliance from Lot 47. She didn't name me, but I swiveled. We've extended grace, but standards must prevail. A murmur of agreement rippled through the room. I raised my hand. Grace? You've sent 9 notices in 3 weeks. Vivian. Half after midnight. Bylaw 3.2 limits notifications to business hours. Her smile faltered for a split second, then reset. Exceptions for urgent matters. Mr. Harlan. Your child's eccentricity qualifies. Snickers from the front row. Mia wasn't there. Thank God. But the sting landed. As the meeting dragged, I noticed Evelyn Tate, the board's treasurer, fidgeting with her pearls. She avoided Vivian's gaze. Lips pursed like she'd swallowed something sour. Later, in the parking lot under the sodium lamps, Evelyn approached hesitantly. It's not right. What she's doing, she whispered. But she has dirt on everyone, my son's old DUI. Others' debts. We can't fight. I nodded. Yet. Back home. Mia asked why the mean lady hated us. I told her stories of underdogs winning with smarts. Not fists. But inside, the pressure built. Vivian's next move? A wellness check from local cops, claiming erratic behavior from a concerned resident. The officer eyed Mia's hair but left empty-handed. I added the report to my file, tracing the anonymous tip back to Vivian's IP address through a simple public records request. Amateur hour. Tensions boiled over one sweltering afternoon. I returned from groceries to find Vivian on my lawn, directing a landscaping crew to correct my slightly overgrown flower bed. Unauthorized flora, she barked. Clipboard waving. The workers looked sheepish. Tools hovering. This is trespassing. Vivian, I said evenly. Phone recording. Bylaws require 24-hour notice. She spun, face flushing under her makeup. Community aesthetics trump your laziness. Alex. We'll bill you for the service. One worker muttered. Ma'am. The bed's fine. She silenced him with a glare. I stepped closer. Funny how your own yard has those exotic orchids, bylaw violation 7.1. Non-native plants. Her eyes widened, but she recovered with a laugh. Board exemptions exist for good reason. As she stormed off, I caught her glancing at my smart lock. Memorizing the code perhaps. That night, Mia woke screaming from a nightmare, Vivian with scissors, snipping away her memories. I soothed her, but rage coiled in my gut. The fines hit $2,000 total now, with threats of liens. Vivian rallied the board for a special hearing on my fitness as a resident. The clubhouse packed with rubberneckers. She laid into me, this isn't personal, it's about preserving our haven from chaos. I countered with printouts. Chaos? Like your 2 a.m. emails? Or the fact that 40% of fines go to administrative fees, your pocket? Gasps. Evelyn shifted, whispering to a neighbor. Vivian banged her gavel. Irrelevant. Comply or face eviction proceedings. The crowd murmured, but fear won. Outside, Evelyn slipped me a USB drive. Emails. Proof she fudges numbers. Use it wisely. The crack widened. I pored over the data, forged signatures. Deleted logs. Even Vivian siphoning funds for personal consulting. My forensic software reconstructed it all. But the real bomb? The neighborhood security cams, installed by a firm I'd consulted for years ago, still had backdoor access I'd forgotten to close. One feed showed Vivian sneaking around properties at odd hours, inspecting with a predatory gleam. The midnight intrusion shattered everything. I woke to a faint click downstairs at 1:32 a.m. Heart pounding. Creeping down. I found the front door ajar. Smart lock tampered. Mia's room, oh God. She stirred as I entered. Her green streak gone. Crudely shorn with kitchen shears left on the nightstand. A note, compliance achieved. Consider this a courtesy. Vivian's handwriting. Mia whimpered, touching the bald patch. She cut it. Dad. The mean lady. Fury blinded me. But logic kicked in. I called the cops. Preserving the scene. Prints on the shears? Vivian's. Cam footage? Her car idling outside. Her silhouette slipping in with a master keycard. She'd overridden the system. But my backdoor logged it all. The police report labeled it burglary and child endangerment. Vivian denied everything when questioned. All wide-eyed innocence, me? In his home? Preposterous. He's fabricating to evade fines. But the data didn't lie. I filed complaints with the county. Attaching everything, emails from Evelyn. Reconstructed logs. Timestamps proving her nocturnal enforcements on others too. Whispers turned to outrage. Neighbors shared stories, fines for ugly holiday lights. Bans on kids' lemonade stands. Evelyn went public, testifying Vivian had blackmailed her with old tax issues. The board splintered. 2 members resigning in shame. The county hearing dawned bright and merciless in the downtown courthouse. A stately edifice of justice amid bustling traffic. Reporters hovered outside, sensing blood. Inside the wood-paneled chamber, Commissioner Reyes presided. Stack of my evidence before her. Vivian arrived in a power suit. Lawyer in tow. Projecting calm. But her hands betrayed her. Knuckles white on her purse. The state attorney opened, Miss Hargrove abused her position for personal vendettas, culminating in illegal entry and assault on a minor. Vivian's counsel objected, overblown. Mere enforcement. Reyes shut him down. I took the stand. Voice steady. She didn't just fine us, she invaded our sanctuary. Stole a piece of my daughter's grief. Screens lit with footage, Vivian's car. The door breach. Her gloved hands in Mia's room. The room inhaled sharply. Evelyn followed. Trembling but resolute. She ordered me to delete evidence. Said no one cares about a widower's brat. Vivian leaped up. Lies. I uphold standards. But her voice cracked. Face crumpling as neighbors testified next, she fined my wheelchair ramp as unsightly. Banned my dog's breed for intimidation potential. The commissioner banged her gavel. Miss Hargrove. Your HOA is suspended. You're referred for prosecution, trespass, tampering, endangerment. Assets seized for restitution. Vivian's scream echoed, you can't. This is my community. But deputies escorted her out. Her empire in ruins. The crowd erupted in murmurs. Then applause. Outside, under the glaring sun, Evergreen felt reborn, gates propped open. Kids playing freely. In the weeks that followed, the neighborhood exhaled. We formed a new council. Volunteer-led. With rules voted on democratically. Evelyn chaired. Her once timid voice now firm. Vivian's house sold at auction. Proceeds split among victims. Mia's hair grew back. Greener than ever. And she sketched the mean lady's downfall in her notebook. Giggling at the absurdity. Barbecues returned. Unscripted and messy. One evening, as string lights twinkled over the park, a neighbor raised a toast to Alex, who turned the tables with bites. Not brawn. I shrugged. To all of us. For finally seeing through the facade. The air buzzed with real community. Not enforced silence. Vivian faced trial. Headlines blaring HOA queen dethroned in hair-raising scandal. Her pleas of misunderstood authority fell flat. A punchline in local forums. But here's the question that lingers: was Vivian truly the villain? Or just a product of a system that rewards control freaks? You decide. Was her downfall justice served? Or overkill for a petty tyrant? Drop your thoughts below. Who's the real monster in suburbia?